My name is Cherie, and I lost 41 pounds in just 4 months with Dr. Ernst.
Hello, my name is Faye. I've lost 20 pounds in 90 days with Dr. Ernst.
Hi, it's Jennifer Steele. I have lost 30 pounds with Dr. Ernst.
Hi, my name is Jean, and I lost 10 pounds in 4 weeks with Dr. Ernst.
Wow, did you hear that? 10, 20, 30, even 40 pounds down in as little as 4 months. Hey, this is Dr. Ernst, host of the Ask Dr. Ernst Show, and I'm here to share a secret with you. I have a done-for-you functional approach to weight loss ebook, 4 weeks of meal plans, shopping lists, recipe guides, and even tips on how to turn on your fat-burning switch. Text the word weight loss with your name and email right now to 704-906-2094. As an added bonus, I'm hosting a masterclass extravaganza Saturday, September 13th. I will show you the 3 steps you need to start burning fat effortlessly. Text the word weight loss plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Do it now.
Would you like to experience a better night's sleep? Want to feel well rested and ready for your day? Discover an amazing solution with Celliant Sleep Recovery. Our Celliant Sleep Recovery products are made from a patented yarn embedded with a blend of 13 infrared active minerals. Celliant technology never washes out. The benefits will last for their entire lifespan. Minerals reflect the body's own energy by using Celliant infrared active technology, boosting your oxygen levels and improving circulation to reach REM sleep gracefully. Our customers love to comfortably sleep throughout the night because of Celliant. We've conducted 9 independent clinical studies by well-respected scientific institutions and universities that prove the many positive effects Celliant has on the body. Our technology is designed to help you achieve a refreshing sleep recovery. Get into bed to experience our smooth Celliant Egyptian cotton blend sheets. Protect your mattress against the sands of time with our Celliant mattress protectors. With our pillow protectors, you get the benefits of our recovery therapy. Explore new places and feel well rested throughout your journeys. Discover luxurious support that allows you to sleep in almost any position. Neck blankets are small and compact. You can bring them with you just about anywhere. Experience the foundation your body deserves. Start waking up refreshed and always ready for the day ahead. It's time to achieve the best sleep of your life to unlock your hidden potential. Start experiencing a better night's sleep with our Celliant Sleep Recovery products today. Celliant. Recycle your body's energy.
Beyond wine, we really care about health. The health of the planet and the health of each other. That's what inspired us to start this business. Our family of team members meets every morning for a group meditation, followed by an open gratitude session. We believe a sound mind with a focus on peace is the best instrument for change. Joint meditation is the cornerstone of our company culture, and it helps us remember what's important, spreading joy and love, just like our family growers. Our family is a collection of passionate, health-conscious individuals who love to laugh and enjoy each other's company. We eat seasonally, grow our own vegetables, cook together, and share wine. Our team is incredibly dedicated to our mission. Everything from sourcing the wines to answering service questions. Your natural wines are found and sourced around the world by our wine team. They taste every one, oversee their lab testing, and choose exactly which ones go in which box. If you order, your individual box will be packed by our incredibly hardworking fulfillment team. If you have any questions, your service requests will be handled by a wonderfully loving member experience family who only have one goal in mind, your 100% happiness. This video is put together by our talented media team, filmed and edited in-house, just like the rest of our artful media. From our unique creations to our printed lifestyle piece called A Matter of Taste. We put love into everything we do, and we hope to share it with you.
Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst show. My name is Dr. Aaron Ernst. And yes, this is a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and you get to be set free of your health problems when you become your own doctor. Today, we're driving into one of the most frustrating realities that I hear about, not just every day in my clinic, but with listeners and even people like you, the struggle of weight loss. Our topic is the top 10 mistakes that you're making following conventional wisdom. And yet, here's the thing. If you think about it today, we're in a culture where diets are a billion-dollar industry. There are apps that you can download that track everything, calories, food intake, gyms on every corner, meal replacement programs, shakes for weight loss, and even the newer prescriptive medications, injectables that are offering rapid weight loss. Yet statistically, we are heavier, sicker, and even more metabolically broken than ever before in human history, in my opinion. If conventional weight loss wisdom worked, wouldn't we all be lean and healthy by now? So clearly something is not adding up. Here's the truth from my opinion. Mainstream medical weight loss is foundationally flawed. It's built on outdated science, lots of oversimplification, and in many cases, just outright marketing designed to keep you stuck. And because you don't get results, you assume the problem is you, right? You didn't try hard enough. You didn't stick to it long enough. You didn't exercise enough. But in reality, the failure isn't yours, it's the system. So today, I am going to break down the top 10 weight loss mistakes that if you do these, you're not going to get the lasting results that you want, and show you what the alternative to it is functionally. These are strategies that sound logical and they look scientific and they're repeated everywhere. Your doctor's going to say, go do these 10 things. Your trainer's going to say, go do these 10 things. Even your best friend is going to say, go do these 10 things to lose weight. But they're sabotaging your ability. So in the first segment, obviously I'm going to go over the first 5. I'll explain why they don't work. And more importantly, I'm going to give you the functional truths so that what actually gives you results for weight loss from the perspective, though, remember, of healing, balance, and root cause. So if you are counting calories, if you're doing low-fat diets, if you've worked yourself to exhaustion in the gym, if you've eaten 6 tiny meals a day or more because someone said it was going to boost your metabolism, or you've relied on willpower and self-discipline, this is the show for you. I want you to hear this loud and clear at the start of the broadcast. You're not broken. Your metabolism is not your enemy. Your body's brilliantly designed to burn fat, to regulate weight naturally, and to thrive. But listen, it can only do it when you stop fighting it with conventional mistakes and instead you align your biology the way you were wired. So step number 1 in your journey towards weight loss, download my Functional Approach to Weight Loss ebook. It has everything you need in it. Last week, we gave away over 130 copies of this to local listeners. I hope this week we hit like 200 plus. The weight loss ebook has a 4-week done-for-you meal plan, shopping list, guide, and resources that will help you to implement the 10 strategies. And join me for a live masterclass Saturday, September 13th. Guys, it's in like 2 weeks from today. Like, it's right around the corner. If you want to lose significant amounts of weight by getting your health back first, the live event will take you step by step through the journey you can do to turn on your fat burning switch, resolve your health issues, and have 20 to 30 pounds of weight loss be a side effect. Like, wouldn't that be great? Like, it just happens. You can do this right now by texting your name and your email with the word weight loss to 704-906-2094. Ebook will be sent straight to you. Masterclass on September 13th. It's 10 a.m. in the morning. It's only an hour and a half of your time. But I promise you one thing. If you commit and you hop on, you're going to see what you can do to get healthy and then have your weight fly right off as a side effect. So grab a pen and paper, lean in, download the ebook, and let's begin. Mistake number 1. This is a big one, guys. Counting calories. And I know what you might be thinking, like, I thought that's what I'm supposed to do. If I can decrease my caloric intake, increase my caloric export, work out harder, The equation says I'm going to burn more calories than I eat, so I'll lose weight. But the first mistake is the widespread mistake everybody's doing. The idea that weight loss is just counting calories in versus out. You've heard it thousands of times, haven't you? If you just eat fewer calories than you burn, then the weight will fly off. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But if it were simple, obviously it would have solved the obesity crisis, because we've been doing this for years. And millions of people, even today, are still meticulously counting calories. The reason that it doesn't work, ready for this, is your body's not a calculator. It's an entire metabolic chemical lab, if you think about it that way. Calories are just not numbers, they're information. 100 calories of broccoli communicates something completely different to your body than 100 calories of soda. One will nourish your cells, balance your hormones, and support your metabolism. The other will drive up insulin, drive up inflammation, force you to store fat, but they're the same number of calories with radically different results. So conventional caloric model ignores the hormonal impact of the calories you eat. How did those calories stimulate insulin? What do they do to cortisol? How have they impacted leptin and ghrelin? And if you're listening today going like, I have no clue what you're talking about. What is leptin? What is ghrelin? Download the Functional Weight Loss ebook. It'll explain how hormones are more involved in weight loss than your willpower, your diet, and your exercise. Because you have to understand, hormones signal your body and they tell it what to do. You can eat very little food and still not lose weight if your insulin is high, if your thyroid is sluggish, if your body's inflamed. That's why people who go on ultra low calorie diets often feel tired and moody, and eventually they gain weight because the chemistry of their body was never addressed. Another problem with calorie counting is its sustainability. Think about it. Do you really want to spend the rest of your life weighing your food, logging every bite into an app, doing the math before every meal? It's exhausting, right? It disconnects you from your body's natural hunger cues, and it turns eating often into an anxiety-inducing chore instead of an experience of just eating real food and not worrying about the calories, because you know the food you're eating is healthily, is that even a word? Healthily stimulating your hormones. So functionally speaking, the real key is the quality of the foods you eat. When you eat foods that lower inflammation and stabilize insulin, things like grass-fed meats and wild-caught fish and organic vegetables, healthy fats, avocados, coconuts, butter. Yes, I said butter. Butter can actually help you lose weight. Your body will naturally regulate its appetite. You'll feel full sooner. Your body will burn fat easier. And then you don't have to micromanage calories. And listen, I've worked with countless patients who were stuck in the calorie counting traps. Once they shift their focus instead to quality and healing, you'd be amazed what your body does. You can eat more food and enjoy richer, more satisfying meals, and the fat will melt away because your body will feel safe. It has the nutrient needs. It's balanced, and it can burn fat without restrictions. So one of the biggest myths that I need to bust in the beginning is that weight loss is not just about eating less. No, in fact, weight loss is about eating smarter and eating foods that send a signal to your metabolism to say, burn fat. Why does calorie restriction backfire? It makes your body often think that you're in like a famine. So it will slow your metabolism down and cling on to things for survival. So I would recommend this. Stop obsessing over caloric numbers and instead download the Functional Approach to Weight Loss ebook by texting the word weight loss with your name and email right now to 704-906-2094. I have a 4-week done-for-you meal plan, shopping list, and even recipe pack that gives you the foods that tells your body burn fat. When you do that, weight loss is no longer a math problem. It's now a natural byproduct of a healthy metabolism. Okay, mistake number 2, low fat diets. If I eat less fat, won't I burn more fat? Mistake number 2 is another one that's been drilled into our heads for decades, the low-fat diet. Somewhere along the way, we were told that fat will make you fat, that it will clog your arteries, that is dangerous for your health. And so what happened? Grocery stores started filling up the aisles with low-fat everything, fat-free dressings and low-fat foods and all the sort. Everything became light and diet, if you know what I'm talking about. People started slashing fats out of their diets since the mid-50s, and yet obesity and heart disease is skyrocketing. So clearly, it's bad advice. Fat isn't your foe. It's your friend when it comes to weight loss. The problem is that fat was never the enemy in the first place. In fact, it's essential for you to form the hormones that you need to burn fat. By the way, your brain is made of 60% fat. Every cell in your body is made of fat. So when you strip fat from your diet, you're stripping away all the raw materials that you need in order for your body to function. This leads to hormone imbalances, and yes, it leads to weight gain. The reason low-fat diets backfire is because they tend to be high in carbohydrates and fillers. So when you remove fat from a food, you often have to add sugar or chemicals so that it tastes good. So what about those low-fat yogurts, right? They're loaded with sugar. What about fat-free cookies? It's pure carbohydrates. And what do carbs do? They spike insulin, which is your fat storage hormone. So ironically, here's the crazy thing, low-fat diets usually make people gain weight. Another major issue is the fact that fatty foods will help you to feel full. So if you pull fat from food, you often have to eat more and more and more food to feel full. It's good for big business, it's good for big food, but it's bad for your body. Without fat, you're hungry all the time, constantly snacking and thinking about food. That's why low-fat dieters often struggle with cravings because they've removed the very food that their brain needs to say, we're good, you can stop eating now. Yes, fat tells your brain stop eating. So from a functional perspective, healthy fats are critical for weight loss. Avocado, coconut oil, olive oil, nuts and seeds, grass-fed beef, butter, yes, butter. The omega-3 fatty acids, all the anti-inflammatory fats, they help your body to burn fuel instead of depending upon sugar. So I've seen that people who switch from a low-fat diet to a healthy, high-fat diet, man, energy can skyrocket. Brain fog clears, mood starts to stabilize, and yes, weight starts to fly off the more fat you eat. So it's important to understand, fat does not make you fat. What does is sugar and processed carbohydrates. So when you bring back good fats, healthy, clean fats, you're aligning your body with the way it was created. So the functional solution here is don't fear fat, but instead start embracing it. Your body will thank you. Your hormones will rebalance, and you'll discover that weight loss becomes easier because you'll be full faster. Your brain will say, I'm good, and it regulates your hormones. And again, if you want to know, well, what do I eat in order to get high good fats and not have to worry about calories? Functional Weight Loss ebook has the entire dietary guideline laid out in a 4-week pattern for you guys. Simply download it. It's free. Send your name and your email plus the word weight loss to 704-906-2094. Ebook is yours, and I'm hosting a functional masterclass Saturday, September 13th. It's live. I'll talk directly with you. We have an open chat. It's Q&A, and we're going to show you the steps you can do to not just lose 10 or 15 pounds, but to get your health back on every avenue. Clearing diabetes and high blood pressure and cholesterol issues and thyroid problems and weight loss resistance. Your body is designed to heal, and you just need a coach and a guide. 704-906-2094. Your name, your email, the word weight loss, and we'll send it over to you. Here's a big one. Mistake number 3. Most people believe that they have to work out more to lose weight. I mean, think about it. If you're going like, all right, Dr. Ernst, I woke up today, Saturday, and I want to start losing weight. So the first thing I'm going to start doing is I'm going to work out more, especially things like cardio, right? I'm going to run more. I'm going to join a gym and hop on the treadmill, and I'm going to go through the circuits. And you've probably heard all the slogans, right? No pain, no gain. Just burn it off. Get into your fat burning zones. How about this one, right? You can out-train a bad diet. You can eat whatever you want as long as you burn those calories off. So what happens is we hit the treadmill for hours. We punish ourselves in spin classes. We jog around the neighborhoods endlessly, hoping that we're going to lose weight, and we rarely do. It's because when you over-exercise, especially with long-duration cardio, running on a treadmill, going for a run in the neighborhood, you put your body into a stress response. Your adrenal glands will start to secrete cortisol, which is a stress hormone. And while you think about it like this, small amounts of cortisol you need, but chronically high amounts of cortisol tells your body store fat, specifically around the midsection of your gut and the back of your pelvis, hips, and legs. So, why does this happen? Cortisol breaks down muscle tissue, which turns into sugar, so you burn sugar instead of fat. Because your muscle is your fat-burning engine, you need to have your cortisol levels lower so your body will burn fat instead of burning your muscles. So think about it this way. Excessive cardio is like revving the engine of your car nonstop. At first, it looks like you're burning gas, but eventually the engine's going to overheat, break down, and stop running. So the same thing happens with your body. Too much exercise, specifically if you're doing these like long duration workouts, leads to hormonal imbalance, chronic fatigue, and it slows your metabolism. Another strategy that it fails is because it doesn't account for the fact that your metabolism is designed to be burning at a standard metabolic rate. So if you try to exercise your way to thinness, it's like trying to drain the ocean with teaspoons, okay? So you're never going to get anywhere. I'm not saying exercise is bad, so I don't want you guys to think that I'm here going like you should never work out. Movement is essential for life, but the type and duration matters. In functional medicine, we would focus instead on workouts that boost your hormones. This is the HIIT style or burst or the fast, high intensity, low duration workouts. One of the most powerful shifts you can say is stop in your brain saying, I have to go push myself super hard in the gym. You just need to get moving in a way that makes your body support your metabolism. Listen, I've seen countless of patients who were literally practically killing themselves with cardio only to plateau out. And when we start teaching them the idea that if you stop counting calories, you eat healthy fats, and you do intensity workouts, short duration, 5, 10, 15 minutes, high intensity, as fast as you can. So instead of being on a treadmill for hours, you're on a treadmill for 10 minutes. Super fast for 60 seconds, walking for 60 seconds. Super fast for 60 seconds, walking for 60 seconds. On, off. Boosts human growth hormone, lowers cortisol, stimulates natural fat burning process. So the functional solution is to still work out, but do it properly, and to use your exercise to support your metabolism rather than to punish it. Now, let's talk about number 4. This is a big one. A lot of people have heard this idea that I need to eat 6 meals a day, right? Eat more frequently to stimulate your metabolism. This mistake is one of those myths that I just see reoccurring over and over again. If you eat lots of meals, it boosts your metabolism. Listen, trainers, weight loss magazines, even diet gurus online have been pushing this for years, claiming that constant grazing will keep your metabolism revved up like a fire that needs regular fuel. But here's the thing, it actually does the opposite of that. When you eat frequently, you're constantly pushing insulin all throughout the day. Every time you put food in your mouth, insulin is going to be secreted. And insulin is a hormone that tells your body, hey, store fat. Store energy for fat. So if your insulin is always up, your body never has a chance to tap into the storage of fuel, i.e. stored sugars and stored fats. So you end up getting stuck in what's called sugar burning mode instead of ever entering into fat burning mode. This is why grazers often are like, man, I'm hungry every couple of hours. And their dietitians will say, yeah, that's why you're supposed to eat every couple of hours. But the reason they're hungry every couple of hours is because their short-lived sugars burned out. They can't tap into their reserves. And so they run into a problem. Another problem with this strategy is it doesn't address true digestion. Your digestive system needs physical time to rest and repair. It takes about 2 hours for food to get out of your stomach. So constant eating will force your stomach into nonstop working, which leads to bloating, poor absorption, and eventually even can irritate it and cause a leak. So think about it like this. If you were to think of it as a dishwasher running all the time, it's designed instead to run, stop, and rest. If it's running all the time, wouldn't it eventually just break down? So the same thing happens to your digestive system. 6 meals a day creates a psychological trap. People become obsessed with planning, packing, prepping. So their entire day revolves around whenever their next small meal is. And weight loss often doesn't happen. So the functional alternative is actually to do more of an intermittent eating pattern, which allows your sugars and your insulin to come down. So fast through your breakfast. Only eat lunch and dinner. It gives your gut time to rest, and it triggers powerful hormones, including things like autophagy, which is your body's ability to eat dead tissues and break down disease. But if you're constantly snacking, you never get into that zone. I've seen people drop 10 to 15 pounds consistently just by doing a 16-hour fast with an 8-hour eating window. So most of us believe that we have to eat all the time. But listen, our ancestors fed only when food was available, and they fasted when it wasn't. So mistake number 4, thinking that grazing metabolizes or enhances your metabolism is a mistake. The truth is the exact opposite. You need to have structured eating so you give your digestive system a rest. And let's do number 5 as we have a commercial break rolling up, and I'll probably finish this one as we come back. But it's the idea that we have to rely on willpower and restrictions. So mistake number 5, it's the one that creates a lot of guilt and shame, right? If we rely on willpower to lose weight, how many times have you ever heard yourself say, this is the time I'm going to be disciplined. I couldn't do it last time, but this time I'm going to do it. This time I won't give in. I just need to have more self-control. I need a mindset that's strong. Therefore, I can push through it. But I'm going to show you something, guys. Willpower is often very limited. It's like a muscle. It gets tired the more you use it. So at the end of a long day, after stress and lots of decision making and responsibilities, usually willpower is out the door. Cravings start to take over. So this is when we're kind of like, you know what? I'll just start it tomorrow. I'll start my new plan tomorrow. And then when we get to restrictive diets, it usually creates a scarcity mindset. If you tell yourself, I can't have that or I can't eat this, often what you'll find, it becomes all you think about. The forbidden food becomes more appealing than the foods you should eat. So it starts to create a cycle of anxiety. And the truth is, cravings are not a moral weakness. They're a biochemical signal. If your blood sugar is unstable, if your gut bacteria is out of balance, if your neurotransmitters are depleted, like they are for almost all of us, you're going to crave sugar and processed foods and salts. And listen, I'm telling you, you cannot white knuckle your way through hormonal shifts. The functional approach is to focus on healing. When you stabilize your blood sugars with eating healthy proteins and fats, cravings often fade away. When you seal and heal your gut, you change the very microbes that drive a lot of your food choices in the first place. When you nourish your body with real food instead of depriving it, you're going to find that it's easy to just live life and your body will burn fat by itself. This is why functional medicine emphasizes mindset over matter. Instead of fighting your body, you're partnering with it. Instead of punishing yourself, you're nourishing yourself. And weight loss becomes a byproduct of becoming healthier. So mistake number 5 is relying on willpower and restrictions. And as we have a commercial break coming up in the next couple of seconds, I want you to take a moment and download the Functional Approach to Weight Loss ebook. It has everything you need to upregulate your weight loss. Now, start losing 5, 10, 15 pounds. And then join me on Saturday, the 13th. It's like maybe 2 weeks from today, 10 a.m. in the morning for the 30 pounds in 30 days functional weight loss challenge. I'm going to show you the steps that you can do to physically turn your fat burning switch on from the perspective of getting your health back so that your weight just flies right off. It's not a weight loss program. I want you to be clear on that. It is a functional program to solving your health issue and your weight will fly off as a side effect. Hey, it's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Don't go away. We will be right back.
Coffee is the single highest source of antioxidants in the Western diet. More antioxidants than kale, more antioxidants than 70% dark chocolate, and more antioxidants than blueberries.
In fact, what if we told you that coffee is really good for you?
Research shows that 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day dramatically enhances performance in high-intensity exercise, improves memory, reaction times, and overall cognitive function, decreases risk of depression, promotes weight loss by boosting metabolic rates, reduces risk of type 2 diabetes up to 40%, decreases risk of liver cancer up to 71%, reduces risk of Parkinson's up to 30%, and decreases risk of Alzheimer's up to 65%. Overall, coffee drinkers live longer. People who drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee per day have about a 15% lower risk of premature mortality compared to people who don't drink coffee.
And what if we told you that the health benefits of coffee could actually be increased through conscious roasting, sourcing, and processing? Introducing Purity, a health-conscious coffee company. At Purity, we've brought together a world-class team to analyze every step in the production chain from cherry to cup. We make decisions with only one thing in mind: how can we make the healthiest coffee in the world? Here's our 3-step process. Step 1, we search the world for the highest quality organic green beans that meet our exacting standards. Way less than 1% of coffee worldwide fit our sourcing criteria. Step 2, we test, and test again to create a specific roasting protocol for each harvest that maximizes healthy compounds and minimizes toxins. Step 3, we nitrogen pack our coffee within 48 hours of roasting and deliver to your door every 2 weeks to ensure maximum freshness. The result is the ultimate coffee drinking experience. You'll not only taste the difference in our clean, healthy coffee, with Purity, you'll feel the difference.
Our coffee club members report a bright, alert lift with less jitters than regular coffee and much more gentle on the stomach.
Sign up for Purity today, and you'll never have to worry about your source for healthy coffee again.
Wine is a fermented beverage that has been enjoyed by humanity for over 8,000 years. Our ancestors believed in its magical healing powers. Wine has been a well-studied part of our history, but recently it's changed. The wines sold today in most stores and restaurants are not the same wines enjoyed by our ancestors. Today, wine is a highly processed, factory-made product filled with toxins and industrial additives. The grapes are farmed with machines and heavy pesticide use, and the marketing is misleading and dishonest. Wines free from this human intervention still exist. They're called natural wines. These wines are a return to the old way of making and enjoying wine. Free from commercial additives, high sugar, and heavy alcohol content, these wines are a beautiful expression of nature. They're also extremely rare. Less than 1% of the world's wines are grown to this standard. They are made in hyper-small quantities by family farmers who work by hand using ancient practices. This is the kind of wine that derive from wine sources. We search the globe looking for pure natural wines, carefully nurtured by family growers who work with nature, and we take it a step further, sourcing wines that meet our strict criteria for farming, purity, and taste. We only work with organically grown wines, farmed without irrigation and without heavy machinery. Grapes are hand-picked and then fermented using native wild yeast, not the industry standard GMO yeasts. Our wines are pure, lab-tested by an independent enologist for metrics including alcohol and sugar. They also taste extraordinary, bright, fresh, and full of life. They jump out of the glass because they aren't sterilized or heavily processed.
Good afternoon. Hey, welcome back. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst show. My name is Dr. Aaron Ernst. It's a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you get to be set free from your health problems. Today, we're discussing the top 10 weight loss mistakes that are keeping people frustrated, overweight, stuck, and these are the ones when we follow conventional wisdom. In the first segment, we talked about the top 5. Number 1, counting calories. You're not an equation. Your body's a hormonal chemistry engine. You can't just eat less and burn more. Number 2, eating low fat. Doing that is actually going to make you store fat, and it won't engage your fat-burning enzymes. Over-exercising, right? Just push harder at the gym, longer with your cardio. In fact, it stimulates cortisol, which is a stress hormone, which tells your body to store fat. Grazing throughout the day, 6 meals, keep your metabolism revved and you'll lose weight. Actually, what you're going to do instead is spike your insulin, which causes your hormones to say store fat. And 5th was relying on willpower. How many of you have said to yourself, you know what, it didn't work last time, but this time's going to be different. I'm going to push harder. I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to have more willpower. But what we find is the harder you push, the more your body usually says, I'm not going to do this. We saw how these approaches work against the biology of your body. And now in segment 2, we're going to continue this conversation going over the next 5. And I promise you they are just as important as the first 5 because they cover the very traps that so many of us fall into when we're desperate for weight loss. These include things like medications, the injectable GLP-1s to try to force your body into losing weight, or the healthy food myths, or ignoring lifestyle factors like sleep and stress, overlooking your digestive system health, and honestly, focusing on your weight instead of on your health. So you see, mainstream, conventional, I'll call it weight loss wisdom, doesn't just fail you in terms of diet and exercise, it fails you in how you measure success. And it completely ignores, in my opinion, the root cause of why you've gained weight in the first place. Because I'm going to share something with you. Your weight is inversely related to your health. What does that mean? The healthier you are, the less you weigh. The sicker you are, the more you weigh. Because your weight is a protective mechanism against your metabolism's mistakes. If you're deficient, or your hormones are out of balance, or you're toxic, or you're neurologically dysregulated, fat will stay on you because it acts like a protective layer. So if you don't need the protection because you're healthy and all systems are working, then the weight just flies off. And listen, most of us get desperate. We're looking for shortcuts, aren't we? Injectable drugs, extreme plans, things that will give you quick results, but they might have damage underneath. This is why in the second half of the show, it's critical to pay attention because we're going to expose why the last 5 don't work. And again, we're going to show you the functional methods that are safe and sustainable and are healthy. Because again, remember, this is about teaching and educating you how your body works and reprogramming your metabolism, not forcing it. So I would highly recommend you download the Functional Approach to Weight Loss ebook. It has a 4-week done-for-you supportive hormonal fat-burning plan. It's the foods that you need to eat to signal your body to burn fat. We talked about this at the top of the hour. It's not a calorie diet. It's an information diet. When you eat these foods, it physically tells your body, burn fat. And it's in here. It's free for you. We have resources, including the top supplements that can engage your fat burning. We have my secret method of losing 10 to 15 pounds, like in just a matter of weeks, all for you in the ebook. Send the word weight loss plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. We'll send it over to you today, and you get free access to the masterclass, the 30 pounds in 30 days weight loss challenge that I'm hosting here live. It's online, so you can join us from wherever you are, Saturday, September 13th at 10 a.m. Grab the ebook. You'll get registered for the masterclass. And let's make this rest of this year the healthiest for you so you can burn fat fast. So if you're listening right now and you've tried the injections, or you've tried living on healthy foods, right? Or you've ignored sleep because you thought that you have to get up super early to diet and exercise, then this is the wake-up call. Weight loss is not one-dimensional. It's a full body, whole life process. And what's exciting is that when you understand the truth, everything changes. Shame goes away, frustration lifts, you stop feeling like you're broken or there's something wrong with you, and you start realizing your body was just simply waiting for you to provide the right environment for it to burn fat. So let's pick up where we left off. Mistake number 6. Here we go. Leaning towards the weight loss drugs or quick fix injectables. Mistake number 6 is putting your trust in weight loss drugs. Right now, things like Ozempic and Wegovy, if I'm pronouncing it right, are all over the media. They're marketed as these miraculous solutions that you just inject once a week and the fat is going to melt right off. The challenge is people do lose weight with these drugs, but they're not actually losing fat. They're losing muscle and they're losing bone. And now, if you heard about this, with the more recent lawsuits, up to, I think, a $2 billion case now against the manufacturers of these drugs because it's physically destroying organs, causing problems with vision, causing problems with your dentia, your teeth, your gums, paralysis of the intestines, necrosis of tissues to the kidney. These drugs work by suppressing your appetite or altering how your digestive system works. But the moment you stop taking them, it comes back with a vengeance because the root cause of weight gain is never addressed when you force your body to burn fat. The truth is these drugs don't fix your metabolism, they manipulate it. And manipulation always comes with a price. And the side effect is no joke, okay? There have been patients reporting things like nausea and vomiting, gallbladder failure, muscle loss, extreme mental health issues where people are having difficulty focusing and concentrating. What would it be like if you start taking some injection, you lose 10 pounds, but it's because you lost muscle and bone, and then your pancreas shuts down, and now you have diabetes for life, or your digestive system becomes necrotic and you need a portion of it removed? I have had patients actually have those very things happen from doing the injectable GLP-1 medications. What good is losing your weight if it destroys your health in the process? It's like burning down a house just to kill some ants you had in the kitchen. So the same thing applies to a lot of the over-counter, what I call fat-burning pills or appetite suppressants or metabolism boosters. A lot of these supplements will promise quick results, but they either don't work at all or they completely stress out your adrenal glands and your thyroid and your nervous system. So the functional solution here is to address the root issue of the reason you're not losing weight in the first place. So instead of relying on drugs to force your body into weight loss, we're going to start looking at things like hormone balance, the actual fat burning process in your body. Did you know that you have a cell in your body that burns fat? It's called your mitochondria. It's in every cell of your body. It is designed to burn fat, and a lot of people, their mitochondria are inefficient and they're physically not burning fat. We have to nourish and feed the mitochondria with proper nutrition, healthy fats, and even some supplementation of things like carnitine and glutamine and CoQ10 and magnesium, which stimulates your mitochondria. Again, everything you need to know of what do I take and how do I eat is in the Functional Approach to Weight Loss ebook. Yours free right now by texting the word weight loss plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. So weight loss drugs are going to treat your body like a machine that needs to be hacked. Functional medicine, however, is going to look at your body and say, let's figure out what it's not doing and why, and give it the right inputs so that your body burns fat as a side effect of your health coming back. Okay, mistake number 7. Following the classic, be careful of eating these foods and instead eat these foods. So think of it like, what if you've been told avoid red meat for cardiovascular disease? Or what if you've been told like eat lots of healthy whole grains? If you follow conventional wisdom for diet, you're often going to find that what they want you to eat is what promotes fat storage rather than fat burning. Think about it like this. If I avoid red meats and I focus heavily on grains, which is the sort of classic American diet that has been told to be heart healthy, what you're going to find is by avoiding red meats and avoiding saturated fats and eating lots of whole grains, you push yourself into an inflammatory cascade. So the more inflamed you are, the more metabolically broken you are. Healthy whole grains, just so you guys know this, spike sugar and insulin. They are inflammatory for almost every person, especially gluten-containing grains. And over time, they lead to insulin resistance, which causes fat storage. If we avoid animal proteins because we think it's going to clog our arteries or clog our hearts, you've missed the current research showing that it's the nature of what the animal eats, not its color of its meat. You can have a corn-fed, antibiotic-raised, vaccinated cow, red meat, and it is toxic and dangerous for you. So should we avoid conventional red meats? Yes, but that doesn't mean avoid all red meats. Grass-fed, grass-finished, non-grain fed, still red meats, but they have found it's high in alpha lipoic acid, it's high in EPA and DHA, it's high in carnitine, it's high in all these nutrients that you need to actually burn fat. So if we avoid animal proteins because we think it's going to break down our body, then we actually don't get the building blocks we need to build muscles and balance our hormones. Grass-fed red meat, especially when it's finished with grass, is one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. It's high in protein, iron, B vitamins, zinc, and healthy fats. And here's the crazy thing. It actually supports fat burning in your body. But grain-heavy diets for humans and grain-heavy foods for animals causes a shift towards inflammation, which can contribute to autoimmune conditions, digestive problems, and even cardiovascular disease in humans. The irony is we think we're protecting our hearts and our health and our bodies by eating grains and staying away from red meats, but it drives it into the opposite direction. The functional solution, return to clean ancestral eating. Grass-fed beef, wild-caught fish, pasture-raised chicken, and even organ meats, liver and kidney, etc., are very dense in nutrition, and it gives your body what it needs. So when you pair these proteins with healthy fats, these foods physically block sugar spikes. They block insulin. They increase the ability for you to say, I feel full, and they have physically been shown in research to switch your body into a fat-burning state. I hate to say it, but I've seen patients who are very heavily plant-based or grain-based struggle with, I can't get the belly fat off. I can't lose the last 10 or 15 pounds. When you add in back ancestral dieting, red meats, get rid of the grains, clean proteins, fish, chicken, turkey, eggs, grass-finished meats, you'll find often blood sugars start to stabilize, insulin comes down, and the weight comes off. So it's not like me saying eat a steak every day, right? It's about balancing it with quality nutrients. Meat is fuel. Protein is fuel. You need it for your body. So when you choose fuel over fillers, your body responds with vitality and weight loss. Okay, number 8. This is a big one. If you think the way you sleep has nothing to do with your weight, then think again. Mistake number 8 is ignoring sleep and stress. Most people think that weight loss is, again, about just diet and exercise. They believe that if you eat less and move more, you will lose weight. But the truth is this. If you're not sleeping well and you're overstressed, your body will fight against any weight loss you do, no matter how well you eat and how much you work out. Sleep is your body's ability to reset your hormones, repair your tissues, and even balance your blood sugars. If you're not sleeping well, meaning you're waking up multiple times throughout the night, you're not getting into the deep REM sleep stages, then cortisol goes up, insulin sensitivity drops, your hormones go haywire, and it means you crave sugars and you store more fats and you have less willpower to make good choices. So stress is the same thing. Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated. And I want you to think of cortisol as like fertilizer for your fat in your stomach. It tells your body store fat, especially around your waistline. And it breaks down muscle tissue over time. This is why most of us, as we get older, 50, 60, 70, We're losing muscle mass and we're gaining belly fat and body fat. The tragedy is most people overlook simple factors that can help them to fall asleep. So instead, they start slaving at the gym, they count calories, they make all the same mistakes we just talked about, and then they end up staying up late watching Netflix or binging, burning the candles at both ends, and they wonder why their weight doesn't go down. So here's the functional solution. We have to look at sleep and honor it as a method of stress management. Yes, for adults, we need between 7 to 9 hours of really deep restorative sleep. I recommend getting a sleep tracker and just start seeing, well, how are you doing currently? And start implementing some sleep strategies. Some of the easiest: black out your room. Turn off any electronic that gives off a light. Cool your room down. 68 to 70 degrees is the suggested sleep temperature. Stop looking at all the electronic devices that you have a couple hours before you go to sleep. The blue light stimulates a hormonal reaction within your brain that says it's 6 a.m. in the morning, so it's hard to sleep. And more importantly, establish a consistent sleep routine. Going to bed at the same time every night and waking up at the same time every day, including the weekends. For most adults, to get a true good sleep cycle, we need to be in bed between 9:30 and 10:30 at night. And again, getting somewhere between 7 to 9 hours. Your hormones are going to thank you once you start sleep training. For stress, it's about building resilience. Maybe this is you giving your worries to God every night through prayer and meditation. Maybe it's going on a nature walk more frequently and just letting go of the constant grind. How about getting chiropractic care, which is the greatest way to de-stress your spine and your nervous system, removing subluxations, which allows your body to just breathe internally neurologically, or just unplugging from chaos. It's not about eliminating stress, because we can't do that. It's about getting your body to be less in the fight or flight state. So again, mistake number 8 is thinking that your stress and your sleep has nothing to do with your weight loss, but in fact, it has everything to do with it. Mistake number 9, not paying attention to our gut health. Conventional wisdom says that weight loss, again, is just calories and exercise. But functional medicine is going to recognize that your gut, and you ready for this? The trillions of bacteria that live inside your intestines play a massive role on your metabolism. Watch this. The cravings that you have, and even the ability for you to burn fat in the first place. When your gut is imbalanced, like most people that we start working with, dysbiosis, where you have too much unhealthy bacteria in your intestines, it creates a signal that makes your body crave more carbohydrates, more sugars, and it makes you feel less full all the time. So if you think you're addicted to sugar, it could be that the bacteria in your gut are sending a signal saying, I need more carbohydrates because I need to be fed. Leaky gut is another big issue. When the gut lining is damaged, toxins, undigested food particles, viruses, even pieces of bacteria can leak into your bloodstream, creating systemic inflammation. Inflammation disrupts insulin signaling. Inflammation disrupts thyroid functionality. Directly, inflammation blocks fat burning. And if you're eating less, you may not be losing weight because your immune system is stuck in overdrive. The conventional model will rarely ever address digestive health. They don't test for it. They don't look at microbiome diversity. It's just back to, the idea of you need to eat less and work out more. Meanwhile, gut dysfunction remains one of the most overlooked weight loss hacks that you can ever do. Why? When your gut is leaking, your body will physically pack fat around it to try to protect you from the toxins and the viruses and bacteria that are there. So innately, as you have more fat around your abdomen, you might think, oh, I got to eat better and exercise more. But in fact, it's you need to pay attention to your gut health. This means removing foods that cause damage to the intestines, which, by the way, are the same foods that encourage you to burn sugar instead of fat. This is things like grains. So rice and corn and wheat and oats. This is things like sugar directly, and even processed sugars and things that turn into sugar. Dairy especially. Some of the proteins in dairy can actually irritate and damage the intestines. It means adding probiotics and prebiotics and gut healing nutrients like collagen and glutamine and zinc. Again, if you want a gut approach, just watch what happens when you download the functional weight loss guides, the ebooks I'm giving away today, and you follow the diet that's in there for just a couple weeks. It nourishes your intestines, it helps to reverse leaky gut, and it boosts your ability to burn fat. If you're just tuning in and you're going, well, how do I get some resources? Text the word weight loss plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Do it now. The ebook will be sent to you for free. You can even implement this and start losing 5, 10, 15 pounds quickly. Now, here we go, guys. Mistake number 10. This is a big one. Focusing on your weight instead of your health. Mistake number 10 is such a common trap. People often weigh themselves to see what their weight looks like, sometimes even multiple times a day or weekly, and they let that number tell them how good they're doing. Sometimes their confidence or their worth comes in that number. But the scale is just one of the worst measurements of progression. Why? The scale doesn't tell you anything about what you're losing or gaining. You could be losing fat and gaining muscle, but the number may not change, or it might even go up, and you might get frustrated. You could be retaining water because of inflammation or hormonal shifts. And that often happens overnight, just so you know. So usually when you weigh yourself in the morning and you're like, oh, it's because you've got 7 to 10 pounds of water retention from the hormone shifts you had throughout the day. The obsession with the scale creates that yo-yo effect. People see the number drop quickly when they starve themselves or when they lose water weight, then they celebrate. But as soon as the number creep backs up, they panic and they resist harder. And then before you know it, it's the hormonal cycle. Functional medicine's perspective is this. Your weight will go down when you get healthier. Body composition is more important. How much muscle do you have? How much fat do you have? How much water do you have? The more information you have about what makes up your weight can actually help you to see. If you're gaining muscle and you're burning fat, that could be why it's not moving, but it's actually you're getting leaner. When you focus on non-scale victories, do your clothes fit better? Is your energy higher? Is your mood getting better? Are you getting better blood sugar readings? These are signs of true healing. And when you heal, your weight comes off naturally. So the truth is, when you focus on your health, weight loss follows. But when you focus on your weight, you often lose your health in the process by getting stuck in these 10 traps. But when you focus on your health, you can get out of this trap. So there you have it. We just did the final 5 mistakes that keep people stuck in weight loss. Mistake number 6, drugs and quick fixes. Mistake number 7, conventional dieting. Avoid red meats. Go with heavy grains. Mistake number 8, ignoring how your sleep and your stress have something to do with your health. Mistake number 9, overlooking your gut health. And mistake number 10, focusing on just your weight. So if we look at all 10 of these, including segment 1, you're going to find that you have more power inside of you. And the good news is, once you flip the switch and you follow functional techniques, you can embrace healthy changes. You'll focus on food quality, not calories. You'll embrace healthy fats and proteins. You'll exercise smarter, not harder. You'll lose weight often. You'll fix your cravings. You'll heal and balance your gut, and you'll heal your hormones. This is how you finally escape the endless trap of dieting and disappointment. So I want to leave you with some encouragement. You're not broken. You're not weak. If you've struggled with weight loss, it's because you were given the wrong map. Functional medicine gives you the right map. And inside the functional approach to weight loss is an entire map you can follow to activate innate weight loss and healing. Download the ebook right now today, 704-906-2094. We just need your name and email so we can send it to you. And I highly encourage you in 2 weeks, live masterclass. I'm going to show you the tests you can get to see if your hormones are out of balance, the techniques you can implement to get your body burning fat insanely quickly, how to get your health to be reset, blood pressure, cholesterol, thyroid, hormones, insulin, how to balance your health. And the side effect becomes, hey, Dr. Ernst, I just lost 20 pounds in the last 5 weeks. Yes, you can do that. Text the word weight loss plus your name and email to 906-2094, and I will see you next Saturday right here, News Talk 1110 WBT. Be blessed. Bye-bye.